Welcome to this week's episode of What's New in the BAS Disassembly Hangar.
This week in the BAS Disassembly Hangar, we have a very interesting helicopter, and this will be one of the very few Eurocopters that we have ever disassembled. This is a Eurocopter AS350B Squirrel. Now, why the French called it a squirrel, you'd have to ask them. This helicopter is wildly popular around the world. It's used in military and law enforcement applications by dozens and dozens of countries. It's also the helicopter platform that touched down on the top of Mount Everest. It set quite a few records for high altitude flight. Now, this particular unit was in agricultural service and it had a bad fuel gauge. The pilot thought he had fuel and he did not. He sat down hard in a field, it caused some damage, and it ends up in our shop. Our mechanics are terribly excited to get started on this helicopter. If you need Eurocopter parts, now's the time to call. This week in the BAS Disassembly Hangar, we have a Cessna 182C. Now that makes it a 1960 model, and that is the first year with the third cabin window. We're going to get lots of goodies from this aircraft. It did have a hard landing, and it is a prop-struck engine, but it's got so many good 182 parts that will be available on the store soon. We have the Stratus Aparo transponder, the Narco MK12D, pilot, co-pilot, and rear seats, interior components, the right and left-hand main gear springs, cabin doors, wheels, brakes, baggage door, rudder pedals, vertical, right and left-hand elevator, wing struts, the left-hand wing, the right and left ailerons, and the right and left flaps. If you're in need, give us a call soon. This week in the BAS Disassembly Hangar, we have a Diamond DA-42NG Twin Star. Now this is a spiffy little airplane. This airplane comes with these Austro engines. It's an AE300 E4B engine. It runs a propeller, but it actually burns jet fuel, which I thought was pretty interesting. One side of this airplane is prop struck due to a landing gear failure from a hard landing, but we are going to get so many Diamond goodies out of this aircraft. The Garmin G1000 system, the right and left-hand cargo doors, nose gear assembly, landing gear components, control components, cabin doors, seats, cowling, steps, wing tips, some main gear assembly and the main gear doors, the nose gear doors, the wheels and brakes, ailerons, flaps, stabilizers. We're going to get lots of good stuff from this Diamond, so if you're in need, get in touch quickly. This week in the BAS Disassembly Hangar, we have this Cirrus SR-20. Now this aircraft was unfortunately taken off the runway by a student pilot. It ends up in our shop and we are working on disassembling it into many Cirrus parts that will be available on our store soon. Now this aircraft has the IO360ES Continental engine, an Avidyne Flight Max system, 2 Garmin GNS 430W GPS units, a Garmin GMA 340 audio panel, an S-Tech 55X autopilot, and a Garmin GTX 327 transponder. It also comes with many other avionics goodies. We'll also recover the propeller spinner and bulkhead, rudder pedals, control components, seats, and interior components. It's got really nice rosin sun visors, cabin doors, baggage doors, steps, wheels and brakes, the nose gear fork, cowlings, elevators, rudders, ailerons, flaps. We're We're going to have lots of SR20 parts on the store very soon.